What makes an entrepreneur? Leonard James Promotions. It is only natural that when you start a business, you are doing something different than most people. They not only will look at you because you stick out like a sore thumb but human nature will cause people to naturally ridicule what you are doing. They will tell you all types of things like, you're not business material. You can't make a living working for yourself. You'll fail because nobody can ever make any money that way. Entrepreneurship is not just about having a lot of ideas or business sense. It is also about having a lot of guts. You have to build self-confidence in yourself. You have to only be concerned with pleasing yourself and your creator, God, not mankind. Then, when and if you should fail with this particular venture, you'll just dust yourself off and start again. It doesn't matter if people think you're nuts. They aren't paying your rent and running your life. Don't be concerned with what people think you should be. Just please yourself and do what you feel is right. People are too busy competing with society and keeping up with the Joneses that they do things they are not comfortable with just to appease them and look normal, whatever that is. And if you have to start out small in building your self-confidence. I used to be so self-conscious that I would never eat at a restaurant alone because I thought people would believe I was lonely and had no friends. Unbelievable, but true. But every day I worked on walking into a restaurant, taking a magazine to read and eating alone. I would glance around, and to my amazement, no one ever looked at me. No one cared that I was eating alone. Then it dawned on me, who cares what these people think? I'll never see them again. Besides, there were a lot of other people eating alone also, and I could absorb myself in the magazine I had took to read. Now, I can eat in restaurants and not give any thought to the people around me. But back to business when most people do fail in business, they try to save face by telling everyone they are just in a slump and everything will be back to normal soon. Besides, they don't want people to say, I told you so, and destroy any pride they are still hanging onto. Unfortunately, this only delays the problem and creates even more false hope for the people in your life as well as yourself. The best thing to do for anybody in this catastrophe is to swallow their pride and admit they screwed up. Just face it head on. Admit that you were so proud of your accomplishments that your mind became diluted with visions of sugar plums and Fantasyland. If your small business is beyond repair, go out and find a job and begin working on your next small business in the near future. Keep your family fed and your financial obligations met, but look forward to the day when you will succeed with your new business venture. And why should you try again? Simply because you won't make the same mistakes you made this time. If you built something successful before but failed, you are certain to build the next business stronger and wiser. Even if you fail the second time, it won't be because of mistakes you made the first time. You'll learn more and more and eventually be successful. It's inevitable. With internet's help, you can get a lot of ideas by searching from Google.com and Overture.com, Yahoo.com. In today's information world, you are in a much better position to be successful if you really want to succeed. Entrepreneurs are a special breed of high achievers. They create things, get things started, businesses, clubs, churches, associations, even nations. Their motivations vary. Not all want to be rich. Not all want to produce a Fortune 500 company. Some are motivated by pleasure or civic pride or the desire for fame. Mary Madden, president of Information America, told me she and Burton Goldstein started their company because it gave them freedom and flexibility. Entrepreneurs see a world that is incomplete. It probably does not yet have what they intend to create. If it does, it needs something else they just thought of. They differ markedly from one another. But there are similarities. One of the most prominent similarities is the ability to perceive clearly. The ability to perceive clearly is important to many high achievers, but essential for the entrepreneur. Here is what the entrepreneur perceives. Voids. A college student, Frederick Wallace Smith, conceived of a dependable overnight delivery system for letters and small packages. It would require a vast network of planes, trucks, messengers and electronics that did not then exist. That perception led to Federal Express. Defects. A cartoonist perceived that most amusement parks of his day were shabby and boring. Why not create something that was improved, a theme park that was sparkling clean and exciting? That perception led to Disneyland. Opportune time. Ted Turner was watching home box office one evening and realized that time had come for his small Atlanta-based station to go on satellite too. That perception led to the Superstation and later to CNN. Syntheses. Parker H. Petit, CEO of Healthdyne, say his success as an entrepreneur comes from his ability to synthesize data. Petit believes he can look at a set of circumstances, the market, a product or whatever, and see order and opportunities in those variables that other people seem to see and just don't piece together. Continuing education. When Burton B. Goldstein, chairman of Information America, started the company, one of his board members told him, "If you are still in business 3 years from now, you'll be in a different business." Goldstein says that observation has turned out to be true. You have to be comfortable with the fact that you are on a road, a learning curve, and you are going to learn stuff and you are going to change. Continuing education is really as an extension of the process that brought about the entrepreneurial venture in the first place. That first vision may be 2020, but it is more likely that the first vision is only a rough approximation or the shape of the answer, as author Horace Freeland Judson puts it. Continuing education is essential because of changing technology. A group of managers recently told me that the technological competence of the average college graduate today will be obsolete within 3 years or less. What they said is true in most fields because of the pervasive impact of the information revolution. If you don't keep on learning, somebody else will, and put you out of business. Continuing education is essential because the target audience is changing. No creative activity is more audience-driven than entrepreneurship. If people do not buy the new product or patronize the new store or join the new organization, the venture dies. The target may be a moving one or a fickle one. Tastes may change. People may move physically. So, the entrepreneur must keep on learning about the target audience. Still another similarity, the ability to do mundane tasks well. What separates entrepreneurial activity from other creative acts is its emphasis on the practical. Entrepreneurial activity is a creative act, and, as such, is cerebral. It may even grow out of pure research. But entrepreneurs must do the 1001 tasks involved in transforming an insight into something tangible. Have you ever heard that only a small part, 5%, of all home-based business entrepreneurs achieve success? Do an online research on your favorite search engine and you will understand what I mean. In this article I'm going to show you the key to home-based business entrepreneurs' success. You'll find out what makes an entrepreneur successful in the home-based business field. Below are 5 tips for home-based business entrepreneurs. 1. It's their mindset that brings success. Serious entrepreneurs have programmed their mind to succeed no matter what. They don't lack focus on their home-based business and let nobody stop their plans in achieving what they want. They know what they want and they have the desire to succeed. If you don't know exactly what you want when it comes your home-based business, think about it again and reconsider your plans, what you want to achieve, a get-rich-quick or a profitable, long-term business. 2. It's their startup plan that brings success. Smart entrepreneurs know that it takes time to set up and grow a profitable home-based business. They plan to succeed. They have a startup plan that might fail, but they never give up and start again with a better plan. Serious entrepreneurs know that it takes discipline and time to build a strong and solid home-based business, which delivers ongoing income through many years to come. 3. It's their initial research that brings success. Smart and serious entrepreneurs know the importance of market research. They know that in order for a home-based business to succeed, they have to research their target market, their potential customers, and study their competitors. Research your target market and study your competitors in order to have a long-term, profitable home-based business. Know what your customers want and give it to them. Keep an eye on your competitors, study their offers and make sure you come up with a better deal than them. 4. It's their marketing strategy that brings success. Study each successful entrepreneur in your marketing field and you'll notice how they market online, offline. Each of them have their own unique marketing strategy, but they use the same basic principles. Don't reinvent the wheel. Use the main marketing concepts that are proven to work, but try to improve and adjust them to your own situation. Make them work for your home-based business. Make your offer better and unique than your competitors if you want to win in this business, or simply quit. I know that's not what you really want. 5. It's their investment that brings success. Smart entrepreneurs know that the key is to work smart, not hard. If you don't have the required skills to develop a new marketing tactic for your home-based business, why not hire a consultant who knows his stuff? If you have enough money, why not invest in someone who can help you grow your home-based business and give me something to work at too? What is more valuable to you, your time or your money? A serious entrepreneur is ready to invest both time and money. He knows that he will build a long-term successful business for him and the one he loves, friends, family, children, etc. The final or first step you need to take in order to succeed is to take action. Yes, put into practice what I have told you above, the 5 tips for home-based business entrepreneurs, and you'll succeed, no matter what. Trust me. The definition of a startup means you have very few resources to employ and little time to get them to do something valuable. The clock is always ticking, and the money, if you even have any, is running out by the day. With so little to leverage, you need to make sure that the focus of your company's product offer is as razor sharp as possible. Don't be all you can be. Be as little as you can be. Most startup companies fail because they try to be too many things to too many people right from the onset. They think of every possible option they could load into their product offer. While this may give them the feeling of being one of the big boys, the grim reality is they are not. In fact, by trying to be too many things from the start, these companies often end up delivering no real value at all. Instead of trying to be all things to all people, try being one thing to all people. Think of PayPal, the highly successful startup that allowed users to email money over the internet to each other. PayPal could have chosen a million options for their offer. They could have become an online credit card company, an auction site, a loan provider, and so on. But what made the company successful was their focus on only one offer, i.e., mailing money from one person to the other. PayPal did one simple thing so well that the industry giant eBay purchased them for $1.5 billion in 2002, even after eBay had already built the same service themselves. PayPal is a great example of a company keeping a sharp focus, one doing one thing right even when so many great opportunities could have easily distracted them. Bite off less than you can chew. Delivering your product to market is an amazing feat to begin with. Even still, a common problem among small companies is their inability to predict what it will take to actually support a product once it has gone to market. It is easy to conceive complex products with lots of features. But actually bringing that product to market and supporting its use with customers is a whole different story. Instead of trying to roll out everything and the kitchen sink in your approach to market, just roll out the sink. If you find that you can support your product just fine after it has been successfully selling in the first year, then go ahead and add to it. It is a lot easier to add features along the way than it is to support features you don't have the resources for to begin with. You have 10 seconds to get it right. Your customer has a life, even if you do not. They are being constantly bombarded with marketing messages, from the latest movies releases to the newest type of shampoo. They don't have the time or energy to stop their entire day to focus on just your product. So if you are lucky enough to have 10 seconds of their attention, you had better make good use of it. The exercise of developing your value proposition in 10 seconds is a great way to distill down your feature set to those items that will get people's attention right away. If it is not going to add value to the 10-second pitch, it is not critical to your product's success. If you cannot get your customers' attention with the one key benefit to your product, the rest of your features will never see the light of day to begin with. Stay on target, gold leader. Your product launch is just the beginning of keeping your focus. Once you have brought your product to market and enjoyed some early success, it may become even harder to stay focused. Now you have customers calling you and recommending or demanding features to be added and services to be provided. All of these distractions make it even harder to keep you and your team focused on a single goal. Fortunately, the process of keeping your resources focused post-launch is entirely the same. You need to pick your battles and allocate your resources toward the few initiatives that will be best served to do the one thing right that is truly driving your company. Serving the needs and whims of every customer sounds great, but it can also be a terrible detour when trying to keep the forward progress of your company moving. If at any point during your journey you are unsure whether or not you are spending your time and resources effectively, just ask yourself one question: is this driving the core benefit of our product? If the answer is Aisha, you are headed in the right direction. A business owner is thoroughly responsible for their own financial survival and possibly the financial survival of their employees. Business owners, for the most part, seem to be risk-takers who really don't easily go with the flow. They are inventive and somewhat confident, as just having their own business does mandate that they possess these qualities. However, the ability to live with risk is very much a personal issue. Some business owners can live with more risk than others, and some can manage the risk better than others. Having the ability to effectively manage risk is imperative for a successful business venture. Therefore, business owners need to be able to effectively judge how much risk is acceptable and which business ventures are inherently too risky and therefore perhaps harmful to the business overall. While all businesses must grow and change continually in order to survive, every time a business makes a decision to expand or increase its offerings, a modicum of risk does exist. Most businesses face risks when they incorporate new offerings into their current ones, take on new employees, when they change their marketing techniques sufficiently, or when they expand into new areas of business above and beyond the general core or parent business. Each time a new project, venture or offering is added to a business, risk containment should be employed. It is never possible to eliminate all risks completely, but containing risks to an acceptable level will enhance the experience and keep the overall losses at an acceptable level if failure of the new venture or offering does occur. Business owners need to assess the risk using the following principles. 1. Is this risk necessary for the further development of the business? If so, why? 2. Is this risk attainable for the business? If so, why? 3. Is this risk affordable for the business? If not, then it shouldn't be done. A strict, realistic assessment of funds available and a budget should be worked out before a business embarks on any type of expansion or addition to its present offerings. 4. Is the timing right for the new addition or venture? Many times, if a business is experiencing a downward cycle or other financially stressful barriers, expansions or additions are best left for another period in the life of a business. Many business owners make one of two serious mistakes: they either refuse to gamble at all, and don't therefore grow their business appropriately, or they gamble too much, exposing their business to such a high degree of risk that eventually the business finds itself in financial difficulties. Example A. John has owned his own print shop for several decades, during which time he has enjoyed much success. The newest technologies, though, could increase John's clientele and the speed at which he delivers his goods to existing clients. John, though, is thoroughly risk-averse, concerned about the expense of expenditures that would follow incorporation of the latest technologies, and therefore, John does not incorporate them. As a result, he has lost some existing clients and many times fails to add new ones, effectively hurting his bottom line. Example B. Miriam owns her own real estate company and does very well with it, employing 10 people. Miriam feels the need for new challenges, however, and decides to buy several investment properties herself. The properties she buys are extremely expensive and need much upkeep. In order to purchase them, Miriam borrows against her existing business, using that as collateral for the loans she must acquire. Within mere months, Miriam experiences several major repairs needed on each of the newly acquired buildings. She then must borrow yet again to afford these, and finds herself going deeper and deeper into debt. It becomes a struggle finally to even hold on to the original business, as she now owes enormously to several creditors. As you can see, John is much too risk-aversive, while Miriam failed to take into consideration the many difficulties that could occur with large-scale expansion of this sort. Neither is correct in their assessment or approach to risk management, and each has hurt their own businesses as a result. The old adage, slow but steady, wins the race, really applies significantly to business and appropriate risk management within a business. Business owners should plan thoroughly and weigh their risks completely before proceeding with any new venture or expansion. However, businesses also need planned growth throughout given periods. Business owners need to use their judgment wisely at all times, and use it well when considering appropriate risk management techniques. Entrepreneurship has been my passion for as long as I can commit to memory to learning how to type, and that started in 5th grade. Strangely enough, I wasn't raised around lots of business owners growing up in New Jersey, nor surrounded by many business-minded individuals. Initially, my passion was expressed through the notion that extra money can be made while working a corporate job. There are several reasons why people become entrepreneurs: to be able to save up for their children's college education, pay off bills, buy a house, to have the flexibility of setting their own hours, and more importantly to become the boss of their destiny. Entrepreneurship as your passion truly opens doors to numerous areas of interests. In my mind, being an entrepreneur is like flying a plane without a destination, meaning, it's endless in terms of what you accomplish, how successful you become, and what truly makes you blissful on a day-to-day basis. Whether your passion is crocheting sweaters, selling ice cream from a truck, to running a corporation, it's all about feeling great at what you're doing and reaching your personal success. Your passion is something that you feel comfortable, secure and knowledgeable of, and it's the excitement that keeps you working a 50-hour workweek with a smile on your face. It's the fulfillment of dodging all the office drama that comes with working the traditional 9-to-5. If you've had thoughts of becoming your own boss, but nervous with taking steps towards entrepreneurship, research your passion first by logging on the internet or go directly to your local library or Barnes & Noble. Don't quit your day job just yet, however, never allow the unknown to intimidate your dreams. Hire a coach to guide you through the process. It's worth your time, money and energy. Leonard James Promotions.